Holy shit. Miami and Green Bay dropping bags for their quarterbacks. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Elite Fantasy Nation podcast. I'm your host, Matt Denis. You can follow me at FantasyMattEFN. As always, with my boy, Pat Wendelken. You can follow him at CityStars136. What is up, Pat? Happy Saturday, man.
Happy Saturday, Matt. Another amazing, blessed day. And there's two quarterbacks that are super happy and got paid, baby. They're out to eat right now and having a blast.
Dude, making that bank, dude. They got the truck back up for them. They're rolling in their cash. They're good to go. So, figured we'd jump on a podcast. We talked about it. So, trade show. Today is all about Dynasty trades, man. So, we've got, I think, 12 or 13 we'd counted. So go through some Dynasty trades. Leagues are slowly starting to pick up again. So you're starting to see some trades kind of get more active or leagues get more active. So we got about 14 of those. And in the meantime, Pat will take us through the news. So take us away, man. We'll jump right in. We're not going to fucking waste time, dude.
We got this. As you said and alluded to, Tua reels in a big one for the Fins. 4 years, $212 million. 0.4.
Boom.
That's big. That's monster. This is what we've been waiting for, dude. So we got it.
Yeah,
we knew it was coming. We just didn't know what it was.
No, it's good. I mean, well, there's talks about, obviously his injuries and whether or not they were going to do a long-term deal or just try to do something small, or even if they're going to try to sign him at all. And news drops. Tua is going to be the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins for the next 4 years at least. You dropping mics back there?
No, that was a ratchet that came out of nowhere.
What the fuck? What are you, a ratchet?
Yeah, man.
Somebody's throw a ratchet at you?
Just so everyone knows, this is real around here.
Oh, like a ratchet.
The ratchet.
Did it fall from the ceiling? Like, what happened here? We got to talk about this. We got to pause for a minute. Dude. You almost got injured. Were you almost knocked out?
First off, I hit my head on the light to start the show.
Yeah, he did. Actually, he did do that.
And there's a
lot of bump.
Dude, I have a set of doggy pee pads here, and for some reason there's a box cutter and a ratchet here. Dude, the combination just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to know. I don't know if I want to know why. You got wee pads, a ratchet, and a fucking a box cutter.
Yeah, box cutter, yeah. So anyway, sorry about that, everybody.
You're all good. Yes. You survived. There's no injuries. There's no blood, so we're good.
Tua got it. I guess they're fully committed now, and they showed their investment. I guess they're not worried about all the craziness when he's getting knocked out and all the concussions. So good for him, man. Hopefully stays healthy and he produces, bro. And then he continue to be an elite quarterback. Clearly, he's worth the top. He's in the top 5, 7. I don't know, man. It's a tight class, but he's up there. And
a little over $50 million a year for 4 years. I mean, apparently I'm looking at it too. It's $161 million guaranteed. So that's a lot of the 212 guaranteed. That means only $50 million. So basically, it's a 3-year deal. If you look at it that way, they could cut him after the third year and save $50 million probably, or 40, whatever's left on that. Yeah, man, I've got him in a bunch of Dynasty leagues. That made me happy to see that come across. I'm cool with that. Pay that man his money. Let's go.
Speaking of, go, Mr. Love. Gets the cheese, bro. The big bag of cheese. This one, real cheese. Green Bay, 4 years, $220 million, $115 in the bank already, guaranteed, with a $75 million signing bonus. I mean, do it, man. He's up there. That's it. I called it the last show or the show before. I said, dude, it's coming. It's only a matter of days. Love's getting paid. And I was
at my barbershop and we were talking through it, saying. You can tell by the nice fade that I got today. So shout out to Nobleman Barbershop in Tosa. If anybody's in Wisconsin, Sam's my boy. So yeah, we were talking about the deal, and he's like, I don't know why would they pay him after just like this past year? He only really had, half a season that was really good. And it's like, the way I look at it is that they wait another year, contracts are just gonna be higher, so it's in their best interest to pay them as soon as they can. So, so he got paid.
So Jordan Love is now in the company of Mr. Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence at $55 million a year to throw a piece of pigskin around the field. God bless, bro.
Well, and somebody that literally had half a season. He had half a season. Yeah. The beginning of the last season, he wasn't that good. He wasn't looking that good. And then all of a sudden, he had an amazing back half, and they paid him the highest quarterback. It's like
he's tied for the highest quarterbacks in the league. I mean, now, dude, if you really think about it now, it's like Mahomes was like that record breaker. Now he's sitting back like, damn, bro, they got a
Well,
deal
but
compared
that's
to
the
what's
thing.
out there now.
Well,
It's always to keep going up
everybody is a
anyway.
record breaker. Every year the new quarterback who signs, or the first quarterback who signs, is a record breaker. I mean, that's just the way it is nowadays. Nobody's going back.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see when Caleb, after his 4 years, if the Bears re-sign him. Like you're probably talking in 4 years, 60 million, 65 million a year.
Yeah. Especially with the new TV contracts and things are keep on changing, dude. Forget, bro.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
man, it's
ludicrous.
nuts. So
Ludicrous.
that's what I got, Matt. Some high top notch news for you.
Yeah, so we're a couple of weeks left till we've got the expo coming up, as we've talked about before. So as we've mentioned, Pat and I will be there. We've got business cards on the way, so we're gonna be dishing out business cards, trying to get some more subscribers to the channel, and then we've got Hall of Fame game coming up, dude. Holy shit, that's like not even less than a week away, 5 days away. Hall of Fame game. So football is here, dude. Starting Thursday next week. And then it's going to be August. It's already August next week. And then next thing you know, man, it's going to be crazy. So like I said, we figured we'd jump on, do a trade show. Everybody seems to kind of dig these. Again, most of these are out of the leagues that Pat and I are in, or leagues that I'm specifically in on my own. And as Pat gets in his own other leagues, we'll kind of talk about those. But
for sure,
we switch screens, man, and we'll start talking. We'll start jumping in. So first league, while the screen switches over, first league is going to be Not Yo Mama's League. So it's a league that I created 4 or 5 years ago. 12-team PPR, super flex. You have to start 9 this year. Now, remember, next year we start 10. So it's just something to think about as we're going through these. It is such a lineup. So yeah, not best ball, such a lineup. So first one's between Ashlyn Bailey and our boy Roger. So you got LS 606. So Ash gets Jermaine Burton and a 2025 fourth. And in turn, Roger gets Jalen Wright, the rookie. So you got 2 rookies being traded basically, and a 4th-round pick being thrown in there for one side. So what do you think? Pat, you go first.
I think it's pretty fair for the most part. Rookie for rookie. I think, Burton has a great chance to take Higgins' spot after this year because he'll be leaving. So he has the potential to be the number 2. And Wright, they got, Mostert's getting old, so he's going to be slowly fading out of the picture. Achane is younger, and that's the only one that's in front of him, so he'll be fighting for that spot. So pretty solid, man. The 4th was a throw-in, I think. But, I think they're both fair, especially, 2 nice rookies to see which one pans out. Why not?
Yeah, love it, man. I love your analysis, man. It's funny, like, looking back at, like, when we first started, just both of our kind of differences of how we look at things, and to where we're at now. So I agree. 4th is a throw-in. 4th-round pick, if a year out, it's whatever. That's probably just like, throw me something extra to make me feel good about myself. And I agree. It is pretty even. The difference is you kind of have Jermaine Burton could be a T. Higgins, like you said, which I think could be a very productive wide receiver. I typically, I love Jalen Wright. To be honest with you, I think in Miami, I think he could be amazing. He can be an all-down back. He's got a lot of speed. He's a bigger back, but he does have a lot of speed. So I could see him in that offense being huge, but to your point, he does, he does have currently at least 1 back in front of him, if not 2. So it might be a year before he's really, reliable. Same with Burton, you could argue. But longevity wise, wide receivers just last longer. So I think, if I were to pick a side, I'd probably pick Burton. Although in Alabama, he really only had 1 year of, a really good, stats and everything, 1 year of kind of like burning out. But in general, I tend to leave wide receivers in Dynasty specifically just because the longevity is longer. You can get more value for them later on down the road. But I do think Jalen Wright is going to be a beast. And I think this has to do more with like structure, team structure as far as what they're looking for. So I don't think this is like an easy win on either side, but I personally would take the Burton side.
Yeah, but I think it's solid. Like I said, this is best ball. Anyone can hit.
No, it's not. It's not best ball. Not best ball.
Oh, this is not best ball.
No,
sorry about that.
Lineup.
Yeah. So
no, you're good.
Yeah, no, and like you said, the future is bright for both. I really do think, but I definitely think Burton's gonna. I think Burton definitely with Burrow there, and like I said, Higgins leaving, and there's no Tyler Boyd. He's going to fit that slot spot perfect, and then eventually be on the other side of Jamar next year. So, I mean, I agree with you. I think Burton's definitely going to win.
Yep. Yeah. Totally agree, man. Look at us starting out hot with an agreement.
Yeah, man.
All right, next one. What do you got? So same league. So you've got Not Your Mama's League. So it is a 12-team PPR Superflex start 9. Will be start 10 next year, as I mentioned. It is such a lineup. It is not best ball. So you've got Nettie Rebel trading with Roger again. Roger's been moving, shaking and baking, man. So you've got Roger and Natty Light Rebel. So Natty gets Trey McBride and a 2025 first. And in return, Roger gets Hawkinson and Tank Dell.
Okay.
So what do you think, man?
Man, that's pretty tight, man. I love Tank Dell. He gave up, Hawkinson's coming off injury. So, see where that goes with that. Trey McBride's a beast, bro. I think that offense can be on fire this year. Harris, is going to open up a lot now for him too, and then Kyler has a nice, mid guy in the field. Should be McBride, should be, number nice tight target. And he gets a 25 first, bro. I love it. Tank Dell's going to be 1, 2, because, Diggs is there, but Dell's still his man, down there with in Houston. So I don't know. And Hawkinson, like I said, man, he's coming off injury, so you don't know what you're going to get. But I'm not thrilled with the Vikings this year.
Dell was injured too. So
that's true too. Yeah. I mean, so far so good in camp with Dell. You know what I mean? He's looking pretty solid. They're reporting, so he looks good. I gotta be honest with you, man. I think I like the McBride and the first in this one.
We're agreeing. I honestly don't really. I think the first is what sets everything off. Like if I look at it, you could argue Trey McBride and Hawkinson. Hawkinson, I know, had a beast year, a year and a half ago, and started out hot before he got injured this past year. But I think that they're probably equal, So then I look at it as like, hey, a 2025 first for Tank Dell. I think I'd rather have the first in Tank Dell. I think Tank Dell could be. Yeah, I mean, I think he could be a decent wide receiver too, but I don't see him, especially on that offense. Like you said, Diggs ahead of him, being a number 1. So I'd rather have a first than a number 2 in Houston offense. So I take the Trey McBride and the first and run to the bank. Thank you.
Let's go.
Hell yeah, man. So this is the last one in Not Yo Mama's League. So Not Yo Mama's 12-team PPR Superflex. Start 9. Again, we'll be start 10 next year. Set your lineup, which is important. So you've got New York Giannis with Dolo, I should say, 1723. So it's kind of just a very, lower tier trade as far as what's traded, but 2025 fourth for Alan Lazard. So you go first.
Nothing sexy here, bro.
There's nothing sexy. Let's just do it quick.
Fuck it. Give me the pick. Lazard doesn't mean anything to me. Would never know I can, pull a rabbit out of the hat. Give me the fourth.
Yeah, that's a Jiggity Gemez comment right there. I'll take the pick all day. Yeah, same thing. I mean, it is a fourth. When we say fourths are kind of throwaways, but you can still get lucky enough to throw away. We know what Alan Lazard is. I'd be surprised if he's in the league after Aaron Rodgers retires, and with the help that they got in offense, over there, I don't even know if he's going to be viable at all. So I'll take the fourth. Future, keep that future capital and run with it. So fourth, it is.
Man. Damn, that's 3 straight. We agreed, man. This is big.
I'm playing the lottery. We got to start having some disagreements here, man. Shit. I'll go first on this one. How about that?
All right.
So cool. This is a second league that we're doing 4 total leagues today. So this is the second one. There's only one in this league. So Funday Sunday, 12-team PPR Superflex. This is start 10. Set your lineup. So not best ball. So you got an Absurd Rebel trading with Gradas. So that's my boy Greg. So Absurd gets
we get
Josh
Greg
Downs.
on, bro. I hear a lot of good things about this gentleman.
Yeah, we need to get him on. I've asked him a couple of times. He's been aloof.
Camera shy.
Is the best way to say it. I think he is. I mean, not everybody wants to get in front of a camera, but I'll keep working the phones. We'll try to get him on. We'll have to do it on a trade show when we can get his opinion as well, because he's in so many leagues with me. That's why he's on most of these trades. A, he trades a lot, which is awesome.
Yeah, he does.
B, he's in a lot of leagues with me, so I get to see all these.
Cool.
Anyway, so Absurd gets Josh Downs, and then Greg gets J.K. Dobbins and a 2026 second.
Matt, what are you taking?
I'm taking the Josh Downs side, actually.
Okay.
The second's appealing. J.K. Dobbins, honestly, like he's so much injury prone. I kind of look at it as a throw-in. I look at it like that's a 3rd or 4th round pick for me. Yes. And then you take that away, and you've got and it's actually 2026 second too, which is also the reason why I'd want Downs, because at least I could have him for 2 years. You got to wait two years to cash in a 2026 second. And for me, I'm like, I'd rather see what Josh Downs can do this year, and then you could turn on and flip him for a 25 second, at the end of the season and get even more out of it. So I'll take the Josh Downs side. I think there's more viability. You can use him You can also then use it if he's, I was reading some things about camp. They're talking about like they need to get him more involved. The coaches already said that they've seen amazing things from him, meaning downs in camp already, and they're going to see how far they can push him. So kind of knowing that. And again, this trade happened a while ago, so some of the trades might have happened a couple weeks ago. I pulled trades basically from the beginning of July, so this whole month, which not a lot has changed. That's why I felt like it was relevant, but camp has just started, so you have a little bit more news. But so that's my thought. What about you, Pat?
Matt, I hate to say it, but I agree with you because the injury prone, and it's a 26. Maybe if it was a 25, I may have been a little more enticed to it because you don't have to wait as long to cash in, which is cool with me. But the 26 is what pushed me over the edge to agree with you again.
Yeah, and I agree. I think if it was a 25 second, I'd probably take that side, to be honest with you.
Yes,
you
for
get
sure.
Two
that's where I'm at.
For the one. The second, you haven't waited, or the 26 makes it another year you're waiting out. And that just to me is like, I'm not waiting 2 years to make a pick on somebody like Josh Downs, who theoretically could be the number 2 in that offense, so it's like he could be, a pretty powerful wide receiver for 2 years versus having to wait 2 years to even make a draft pick. So,
yes.
All right. We're moving along, man. I'm fucking agreeing. I don't know. We got to get somebody else on here to disagree with us. And I guess.
Well, I mean, at our level of expertise, man, it's gonna happen, bro. Two geniuses. Sometimes you gotta see it.
That is fair. All right. Big balls rolling. So this is a 12-team PPR Superflex. It is start 11. Set your lineup. Not best ball. So you got Rumboy trading with Big Willie P style. You and I were talking about this. It's been a minute since Big Willie P has been on a trade show that we can remember. He's also another avid trader. So good to see him back. So Rum gets Zeke, Brandon Ayuk, a 25 third, and in return gives up Nick Chubb and Nico Collins.
Matt, you go first. I did a bunch of the first one, so I wanted you to take this one.
I think it's a smash on the Ayuk side and the third. Nick Chubb, with the injury that he's had, I mean, Zeke is old, right? So like we don't know what he's going to be this year. So is that a throw in? Who knows? But you could say the same thing about Nick Chubb. So I kind of look at those two as canceling each other out. Nick Chubb with the horrific injury that I had last year. Who knows what he's going to be when he comes back? If he's going to have the same burst, if he's even going to be back this year, when in the season he's going to come back, how healthy, how much they're going to use him. A lot of questions there that I just don't want to play with. Then you've got Nico, who's a good wide receiver, but he's not Brandon Ayuk. And then on top of that, you're getting a third on the Ayuk side. So like to me, it's Ayuk in the third. Hands down.
Yeah, it's Ayuk in a third for Nico Collins, so you have to go Brandon Ayuk. And Ayuk most likely, in my opinion, still compared to my other buddies, I think Ayuk will be on the move. So he might end up being that number 1 wide receiver where he ends up, in my opinion, a good chance he ends up there.
There was I think it was Fantasy Pros or one of them had an Instagram account or an Instagram feed talking about like 5 trades that should happen before the NFL season starts, and they're proposing Ayuk go to the Chargers.
Okay.
Think about that. They're
not going to throw the ball that much, but he'll definitely be the number 1.
But he'd be the number 1. He hands down be the number 1 in that offense, and his size and everything and his skill set, they could utilize him in a couple of different iterations. So
Matt,
I thought it was interesting,
again, dude. We agree again.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's 5. All good, man. It's all good. So same league, big balls rolling. So you got 12-team PPR Superflex, start 11, set your lineup. You've got Rodgers back. Roger is back with a big boy trade. He's got a couple of these big boy trades because look at who he traded away. So Rodgers is trading with C. Sims, 52. Again, it is set your lineup. It is not best ball.
Yep.
And I'll say that in a minute as to why I mentioned that twice. So Roger trades away Patrick Mahomes and Rasheed Rice, so the stack at Kansas City. And in return gets Jackson Smith-Njigba. Michael Wilson, Jaden Daniels, 25 second, 26 first. Oh. You want me to go first?
No, I think he wins. I take that.
Roger?
Yeah. I'm agreeing with Roger on this one. Rice, we don't know what his future holds just yet.
100%.
Suspension.
Yep.
Mahomes is good. He's going to be still top there. It will eventually kind of like one day fizzle out. I mean, it's a risk-reward factor, but I think Daniels has a great future. Nice rookie. You get a first, a second, and it's really a first there, so it's 2 firsts, a second. I love Jackson up in Seattle. I think he's going to be over there for a while, or eventually he's going to be a first somewhere because I think he'll take DK's spot, and I like it, bro. I'm 100% with him. Nice little stack you got for that. So I go Roger.
Yeah, I think it's probably closer in my opinion than it looks. Like it's a haul, right? So like Michael Wilson, I kind of take him off. Like I don't really like. I don't think he's going to be anything that's going to change either side.
I would take Michael Wilson and Rice, wash them out because I don't think Rice is playing that much this year. To be really honest with you.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, we've seen some cases take a year, so he could play this year, and maybe they suspend him next year. I mean, you just never know. I mean, if anything, I think at most he's going to get 6 games, which is, it is what it is. But, I don't think that'll take away from the talent. He's still very talented. So, so Jackson, I agree. He's going to be a beast in 2 years. Even this year, they'll probably start utilizing him more.
Yep.
Second year in the league, in Seattle, behind older wide receivers. Eventually, he'll be the 2, if not the 1 in that offense, depending on how far down we want to talk. You've got Jaden Daniels, who, with his rushing abilities and everything, will be very dynamic, like an RG3. My biggest fear, I said this numerous times on this podcast, his size. Is he going to get killed just from running around so much in the NFL? So Jaden Daniels is smaller on the smaller frame. He's a little slight. So a little worried long term, but I think he's going to give you he's going to give you massive points when he starts in Washington for sure. Then you get a first and a second. I know one's a 26 first and 25 second, but those are 2 starting caliber players, So if you look at it, you break it down this way, you could say Rashid Rice and Smith-Njigba for most people is probably about a wash because Smith hasn't done anything. Rice was a beast last year, maybe suspended this year. We don't know for how long. You could probably argue that those are very similar, or at least equate them to be similar enough. Take those a little bit off. You look at Jaden Daniels, a second and a first for basically Patrick Mahomes. Jaden Daniels was a first this year in the rookie draft, so it's basically 2 firsts and a second for Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I think that's fair value. For Roger, I think he's hoping that Jaden will at least get him close to the same amount of points, and then he's got 2 other studs in a second and a first that he'll be able to use later on that'll plug in as probably starters in this league. So he's just got more depth and more range. But I think it's if you look at it, it's actually pretty. I don't think it's a one-sided blowout. I mean, it looks like a lot because you look 5 on one side and 2 on another.
Right, I agree.
But when you kind of break it down a little bit, it's like, Patrick's worth 3 first, if not 2 first and a second at least. So I think it's a pretty fair trade. But yeah, I agree. I think if I were to pick a side, I'd probably go with Rodgers just because I think he's got more options with what he can do afterwards. Like he could take that 26 first and flip it later on for a caliber player this year instead of waiting at 26. He could flip it.
I agree.
During the off season. So he's got a lot more that he can do with it. And the stack is great, but I'd pick Rodgers' side.
Another one.
Is that another one? God damn it, man. We gotta stop hanging out.
Yet.
All right, this is the last one in this league. Now, this is an older one, I will say, because Barry, and I will not repeat his whole entire name because it's, you can read it and say it to yourself. So Barry has commented a couple of times that we never talked about this trade. I think we had. I want to say this is probably about a month and a half, 2 months ago almost that I actually went through. I thought we've talked about it, but he keeps bringing it up. So instead of me digging through our old videos, I just figured we'd do it again just for shits and giggles and to appease Barry. So Barry, you owe us a subscribe, you owe us a comment, and you owe us a couple of friends adding and subscribing as well. So how about that? That's a payback for us doing this.
You're goddamn right.
I'm going back 2 months. So Barry trades with Maneth Perrick. I just don't know how to say that. But anyways, so Barry has used Baker Mayfield, Jalen Waddle, Jahmyr Gibbs, 2024 303, 2024 402, which obviously this is before the rookie draft. That's why there's no name associated with it. And in return, Maneth gets Lamar Jackson and the 107. So before I tell you the names of the players that then will fill in the slots, what's your initial thought on this one?
It's a lot of movement, a lot of players, bro. I mean, you give up a lot. Lamar's a monster. We know that. One of the top wide receivers. Baker's just there. I mean, I'm not thrilled with Baker. He's like mid tier, kind of mid lower tier. He's just there. Waddle's good. I think he's going to eventually be stepping up a little more. My opinion. I think Waddle's on the rise. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be take over the role eventually too.
He
Monty's
was a
going to be
beast
out
even this year too.
you know. And then you get you got 2 picks. I don't know what the picks were.
I'll tell you now.
Yeah, I was gonna say now you got a 4th and a 3rd. Sure, go for it.
All right, so the 107, which is on the Lamar side, ended up being Brian Thomas, the wide receiver that was drafted for Jacksonville.
Okay.
That was I'm sorry, the 107 I said, right? The 107?
Yeah, 107. That's what for Lamar.
My bad. Yeah. My bad. I apologize. So it's Drake May, actually. I take it back.
Okay.
So he basically has Lamar Jackson and Drake May.
Drake May
is on the Maneth side, and then the 303 is Michael Corley.
Okay, from the Jets. Yep.
Yeah, was it Malachi? Yeah, Malachi Corley. Sorry. And then the 402 was it? It was Ray Davis, the Ray Davis running back that went to Buffalo. He was out of Kentucky. So basically, you've got on Barry's side, you've got Baker Mayfield, one quarterback. You've got Waddle, Jahmyr Gibbs, Malachi Corley, and then Ray Davis. And then on the other side, you've got Lamar Jackson, and you have Drake May.
Love it.
Which side?
So you got 2 quarterbacks basically on one end.
Yep.
I don't know. I wish I knew who the other quarterback was besides Baker, because I hope it's not just Baker as his quarterback. I'm gonna go.
I can pull it up.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Honestly, man, I'm gonna take Waddle and Gibbs.
Ooh, sure. We got our first disagreement. Okay.
I like Lamar's a monster. I get it and everything else, but I like Corley also. He picked up. Drake May, I don't know. I'm not too thrilled about him. We'll see how he does. You know what I mean? Can he be like, the upcoming guy over there? But I think Waddle's definitely going to be making his move eventually. Jahmyr Gibbs got a great future ahead of him. Doesn't have the lifespan, like you said. He's not a wide receiver, but he's going to do just fine, man. I like it.
He'll be a beast, for a couple of years at least. So, on Barry's side, his quarterback that he has is Anthony Richardson. Is his other quarterback that he's got.
That's fine. Yep.
And then he's got. I'm trying to look. Besides that, he really doesn't have anybody else as a quarterback. So.
Okay.
And then on the other side, Maneth, yeah. So Maneth's side, he has Lamar, and then this is like riveting right now. Kirk Cousins, Sam Howell, and then the rest are just kind of like whoever. So basically, you got Drake May along
and Jackson
as well. And Jackson,
yeah, but he also gave up, a stud wide receiver and a stud running back too. So in a mid tier, yeah.
Malachi Corley, the 303 and the 402, like you can kind of take those off, at the end of the day. So, I would say the 2 quarterbacks. I know you're not a fan about Drake May. You said it a couple of times on the podcast. Yeah. But I mean, Baker could be out of the league in a year or two. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you just don't know. He had one good year. They paid him. Pay that man his money, as we say. Waddle had a really off year last year. It'll be interesting to see Tua if he can support 2 wide receivers this year, because he did not do that last year. And I love Jahmyr Gibbs. I absolutely love Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, I actually think, he definitely could have been will be considered the first draft or running back out of that class last year. So, I don't think you could fault either side, but I just think if you have 2, super flex, you're getting 2 quarterbacks and only giving up, mid tier quarterback and wide receiver 2 and a wide receiver or a running back 1 for him, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, that's cool. We could disagree once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, we got to disagree, man. Otherwise, it's just gonna be boring. Oops,
this is true.
Hold up. It's on the wrong side. All right.
Now to the Elite Fantasy Nation, which is the big
Elite
guy.
Fantasy Nation. So we've got a lot in this one. We actually have a total of I think 6 or 7 that we've got. So Elite Fantasy Nation, 12-team PPR, Superflex. It is best ball. Then there's a slight tight end premium, and I believe it's start 11. So look who's on the board. Your boy, Pat Wendelken, City Stars, 1023, trading with Tally Binks. So, Pat, you get Deshaun Watson, Jerry Jeudy, you get the stack, and then you get Sam Howell, a 25 second, and you gave up Zach Moss and JJ McCarthy.
Yes.
smash on your side, in my opinion.
Was very
Smash.
happy with this one.
Smash.
Very, very
Like,
happy with
not
this
even
one.
like I think it's a smash. Like best ball again. I want to remind everybody best ball. So he's basically getting 4 players. Even the 25 second will be probably somebody who will hit his lineup at some point, and he's giving up 2. Zach Moss is talked about as maybe being the RB1 in Cincinnati. I saw something earlier today that they're really in love with what the hell
Chase Brown.
Chase Brown, thank you, out of Illinois. They're like loving him right now. So Zach Moss might be the backup. So you get a backup running back in JJ McCarthy, and you're giving up Deshaun Watson, Sam Howell, Jared Jeudy, who easily could be a wide receiver 2 in that offense, and hopefully that can rekindle his career. Sam Howell's currently backup. I get it, but he might be the starter by the end of the year. They traded for him for a reason. And then you've got a second that'll be a starter at some point. So smash. I like your side, man.
Thank you.
It'd be interesting to see like Tyler Banks, like kind of the theory behind it. Again, this was earlier, so it was before Zach. Excuse me. It was before that they kind of said that Zach Moss was going to be probably the backup. Chase Brown was going to be the starter, but I like JJ. I know you're not really a big fan of JJ, so it's also like long term probably for JJ. Deshaun Watson, if you guys have not looked at it, look at Deshaun Watson's going to Sleeper League and look at the back half of his year last year, and just like the mammoth of points that he scored was kind of insane. And I don't think people talk about it. I don't think people talk about it enough with Deshaun. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick.
Yeah, I'm super satisfied with what I did on this one.
No, I think it was good, dude. I think he did a pretty stellar job. I can, kind of see, or I guess this is the front half of 2023. I can kind of see like maybe his thoughts, but I mean, everybody's got their own way that they Dynasty. So
yeah, for sure.
It'll be interesting to see. So, so I mean, he had a couple of in the beginning half of the last year before injury. He had a 22-point game, 25-point game, 22-point game, and then an 18-point game. But in and out of the lineup. So we'll see. We'll see like if his injury holds up for Deshaun. We'll see how he goes. I mean, he's had a very rocky couple of years in Cleveland, so maybe that's part of it. Tally just wants to get away from that and get somebody who he thinks is going to be more reliable. So,
yep, cool.
All right, same league. So we got our boy Jiggity Gemmas and Ash back. So this is going to be Elite Fantasy Nation 12-team PPR Superflex. It is best ball, and it is I think start 11. So you got Ash trading with, like I said, Jiggity Gemmas. Jiggity gets Kenneth Walker. In return, gives up a first and a fourth in 2025. Let's go with you first, Pat.
I'm taking the picks.
Take a swig of my beer.
Picks.
Taking the picks?
Take the first. Absolutely.
Okay. Now, in context, this year, not to say that it's going to be this way next year, but I believe Jiggity Gemmas was towards the back end of our league, which means it'd be a high first, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
Pulling up just to make sure. Actually, he's in the middle. So he's in the middle this year. So again, it could be towards he could be pushing for a playoff, which is maybe what he's doing. He's like, hey, take my first and take my fourth. I think the fourth, again, we've talked about this as a throwaway.
The first, so but the first could hold some value now, man. I really do. And Ash is in a rebuild.
Yeah, and Kenneth has been doing okay, but he's got people behind him. He's got another running back behind him. So, I could see either way. Honestly, I feel like this is kind of like a split it down the middle.
Okay.
I could see, especially like you said, Ash is going through the rebuild. So for me, a first for him makes total sense. Like take Kenneth Walker away from me. Let me get a first and like let me just like see what I can do with it next year or later on this year if he wants to trade it for something different. So I agree.
For sure.
I like it, man. I like it. All right. Keep it rolling. Keep this shit rolling. So Ashton's back with Tally Banks. They're just like hugging each other, man. So you've got Tucker Kraft, pretty easy. Straight up for Joshua Palmer. So wide receiver, straight up for a tight end. And again, it's a slight tight end premium in this league. It's not really big.
Not major.
It's like a half point for tight end, so it's not big. But thoughts on this one?
I'm gonna take Kraft. I'm not a fan of anything in the Chargers, especially with the new coach being there. Harbaugh not really gonna be throwing as much, so I'll take Kraft.
All right. I will take Kraft as well, and I think just from the tight end perspective, he got a lot of juice in that offense. We have Musgrave as well in that offense, but I still think Tyler Kraft, they can make room for both of them. Or Tucker Kraft, sorry. They can make room for both of them. But yeah, I'll take the Kraft side. I think Joshua Palmer's very much up and down. And to your point, they're going to be throwing less in that offense, so his stock is going down. So I'll take Kraft in a heartbeat. All right, moving this along. Look at this shit. You got Roger again acquiring, for the moment, because we'll see this in a second, he's acquiring Patrick Mahomes from our boy Mike McNutted from South Harmon. What's up, Mike? Love you guys, man. Can't wait to see you guys at the Expo in 2 weeks. We're going to be kicking it with the South Harmon guys, and our podcast will be coming out. I got to talk to him about dates, but I just need to finish up a couple things this weekend, and we're looking for the first or second week of August dropping our podcast on our feed. So you've got Roger acquiring Patrick Mahomes, and in return gave up Anthony Richardson, Zamir White, and Hunter Henry. Your thoughts, Patty? Smile, Pat. You got to smile, man. You're just sitting there. You look too damn serious, man. We can't be serious.
No, focused over here, bro. I know.
You can't be serious in this fucking podcast. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here, man.
I'm going with Mike McNutted on this one, man.
Okay, so talk it through.
I think Richardson he's playing with. I like that move, bro. Hopefully he stays healthy with the youth. Good. White should be a monster running back. It's his show. And Hunter Henry, why not? We'll throw in. Nothing crazy. Maybe he'll hit the lineup once in a while.
I think I agree with you, man. Like even though you look at Patrick Mahomes and you're like fucking Patty Mahomes, like why would you want to go against him? But Anthony Richardson, knocking wood, if he could stay healthy, he could be a beast in this league. We'll see. That hasn't been proven, but he could be, and he could be close enough to Patrick Mahomes as far as scoring. And then you throw in Zamir White, who is the RB1 in that backfield. And I can guarantee you, consider that they don't have anybody as a fucking quarterback. They're going to be running quite a bit this year. So I could easily see Zamir White, them just like getting...
He's going to be a monster.
Oh, he'll be a bell cow in that fucking offense. So I could easily see that.
So I'm more McNutted,
again,
baby.
best ball, bro. So it's also that too. So you're getting two. And if you want to, I don't take away the Hunter Henry. You're getting two pieces for one.
You never know. He could hit his lineup. So that's why I said you never know.
Fair. You never
Rookie
know.
quarterback or whoever's in the position.
Use it as a security blanket.
Right
yeah. Hell yeah. All right.
Good job, Michael.
Mr. McNutted. All right, man. You're back.
Here we are. I'm always back.
You're hanging out with Ash again. All right. So Elite Fantasy Nation, this is our fucking podcast. League. So we've got 12-team PPR, Superflex, Start 11, Best Ball.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You're trading straight up with Ash. You get Darnell Mooney. He gets a 26th third. Talk us through it.
Dude, take my third from 26 2 years from now. I'm not worried. He's in a rebuild. He's just collecting his picks, and that's cool. I was like, dude, Mooney is not a bad wide receiver. And now he goes to a situation with a good quarterback with Cousins. He stays healthy. They have a lot of options, but why not? And it's best ball. So he could definitely hit the ticket for sure.
Yeah. So a couple things he said that I want to echo. Darnell Mooney, let's start there. He had a horrendous year last year. Horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
I think part of it was Justin Fields had one read and one read only, and that was DJ Moore. If DJ Moore was not open, he would grab, tuck, and run, and that's basically what he did. From somebody who's a huge Bears fan, I actually had a lot of hope for Mooney. I thought that the two of them with DJ Moore and Mooney was going to be a good pairing. But again, with Justin, it was one or two, like one read, maybe a second read, but very, very rarely, I should say. If you look at Darnell Mooney 2 years prior to that, before DJ Moore, were one, dude. A couple of weeks. Wide receiver 2, a few. In the Atlanta offense, fucking Kirk Cousins is going to be throwing that goddamn ball. So he's a number 2 currently in that offense. If you actually add in Pitts, he's probably number 3 as far as a catcher.
For sure.
So I'll take that in that offense that it's going to throw. They're going to try to open up those weapons because that clock is ticking on that whole entire team. Eventually they got to start paying these players. So I think that's why they paid so much money to Kirk Cousins, because they're just like, we need to go all in now. And for a third, like you said, 2 years out, fucking
hurt.
Yeah, dude. I think this is actually a really good trade on your side. I love it. I think that you did a great job. I think just giving up a third 2 years out is like nothing for Darnell Mooney. And even if he's a wide receiver too, a couple of weeks, he still lets you line up. If Darnell Mooney this year hits your lineup, if he hits your line at 4 or 5 times, it's worth the third pick at that point.
Yeah, man.
Who knows? It could be in the championship. He's the one that wins you the championship. You never know.
Man, that was a beautiful feeling right there. Championship.
Yes, sir. Just let it simmer for a minute. Let that simmer. We got to, dude. Yeah, we got a championship. It's our fucking league, man.
Goddamn right, bro. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So we got 2 more left in this league. So Elite Fantasy Nation. This is our league. 12-team PPR, Superflex, Start 11, best ball. Ash is back.
Yeah.
Tally Banks. I always want to call him Tally Banks. Whatever. It's Tally Banks.
Tally Banks.
DK Metcalf and a 25 first goes to Ashlyn. In return, Tally gets Tyreek Hill and Jonathan Connor, right? Yeah.
James Connor.
James. I don't know. I don't know why I was stuck on Jonathan. I don't know how I was stuck on
Jonathan. Might be his brother, but we're looking for James
possibly.
today.
Yeah, it's James. All right, man. Your thoughts?
Man, I don't know, Rude. He's in a major rebuild. Metcalf's cool because it comes with it. Connor's on his way out. He'll be replaced sooner than later. We know that because that rookie, was it Benson? I think he's over there in Arizona.
Trey, Trey. Out of Florida State.
Who the hell knows what's going to go, whatever. It's pretty fair because, if Tally's going, he's trying to build and he's trying to, make it. He's got Hill, which is a goddamn monster, clearly. Top 3 wide receiver, top 4, whatever you want to put him in there. Connor's whatever.
Well, Connor should probably get him through this year. If not, he'll help him
a couple of times. So, it's best ball. Man, I really, honestly, bro, they work for both. You know what I mean? Yep. Like, one's looking for a rebuild, and he has DK, which is fine, and he can use that for capital later. Maybe he can trade him again if he really wants to, if need be. Someone needs him. I like both, man. I think it's for Tally it works because it's gonna hit the best ball lineup, both of them for sure. We know Hill will. All health for both, and both stay healthy, fine.
Yep.
Metcalf's fine, and he's building for next year with another first. So I think super neutral. I'm down the middle. I think it works for both.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I guess so. The one thing that I would ask though is Tyreek Hill. Do you think you could get? This is where my mind goes. Right, Tyreek Hill, I think is worth more than a first. But then I'm like, we got DK and the first for Tyreek Hill, and I'm like, fair,
correct.
But then the Jonathan Connor, would you want to
James
you've got
Connor?
I don't know what the fuck. Thank you. I don't know why I keep. I told you I'm fixated on John. I can't let the Jonathan out of my mind right now.
I don't know who
James Connor. James Connor. It's I almost wonder if Ash could have got a third in addition to it. Even if it was a 25 third. But
I can see that.
If I was on his side, and I agree, I think it is a 50-50 split. But I think if you're doing that, I would have been give me at least a little juice to make the split worthwhile. Because he could be handing Tally the championship with Tyreek Hill and James Connor, not Jonathan. So
you're looking for, a little bit on top, a little bit.
Obviously he gets a first for next year, so he gets the equity into the future. I totally get that, but it's give me a little bit more juice because I could be handing you the championship. Right. Even if it was a 26th third, where we don't really care about thirds, we say that all the time, but they could hit in best ball. In best ball, it's different. Cool. That's all. That's kind of. I think it is pretty fair. So I'm not saying either one.
You would be 51-49 Tally if we're gonna go a little bit of weight because you got the extra.
Fair.
Okay, fine, cool.
All right. Last one, man. We had a fucking. So here we go. We talked about Mahomes
Tally's
coming back.
Always everywhere. My Lord.
Yeah. We talked about Mahomes coming back. So we'll talk through this direct trade, and then we'll.
This is a monster right here.
And then we're gonna have to look at basically what Roger gave up and what he got back in both trades combined, and we'll talk about that. How about that?
Correct. Let's do it, brother.
All right. So LS606 is Roger. He traded with Tally Banks, who Tally Banks is just firing shit off. Whatever. Tally Banks is I'll give you Justin Herbert. I'll give you McLaughlin. I'll give you Michael Penix, and I'll give you Lube. I forget how you say it. Labe?
I don't know who the hell that is even, but that's cool.
He's a running back in Vegas now. Rookie in Vegas. Dylan Labe. I think you say it Labe. But anyways.
Well, he's irrelevant. Fine with me. You don't even have to count him. So I don't count him part of this. So he's out.
Fine. Fuck it. Bye. He's out.
Herbert,
Michael Penix, and McLaughlin for Patrick Mahomes. Did he get enough? Or did he get... Man. I don't know. What's your thought?
I think he could have gotten more almost. I think he could have gotten a little bit more. Could have been a little bit more.
I think if you would have got a wide receiver instead of McLaughlin, that would have been even going back to your trade where you got Darnell Mooney. You throw in like a Darnell Mooney or wide receiver back in wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 even. Like I think that's what I would have gone if I was a Rodgers stance versus going McLaughlin, who's who knows what he's going to be. Labe might be a running back an important running back if in front of him there's injuries and stuff like that. So Zamir gets injured or whatever that is. But that's rolling the dice. And again, it's we're talking Dynasty and you're getting 2 running backs. So I would have wanted to have a wide receiver or even a tight end or something more into that. So
I'm fine.
Which side do you pick? What side do you pick?
Geez. Dude, Tally's got a pretty cool team now. I gotta be honest with you, because after watching all his trades, I kind of see what he's been doing.
Dude, he's been playing chess, man.
I like it chess because I don't think Herbert's throwing as much, and Penix is gonna sit the bench, so he's in the win now presentation of what he wants. Yep. So I think Tally fits his ticket perfect for what he wants. Because let's be real, he's better than Herbert. McLaughlin, whatever, nothing. Penix is not playing, and this guy Dylan over here, I don't even know who he is. Mr. Avella. Yeah, I'm gone. I actually like Tally for what it is, for sure, because he's in that perspective now. But now, like you said, now Roger is building what he wants. Why he got rid of what he? I get it now. All
right, so Roger, if you look at it, basically gave up Hunter Henry, Zamir White, and Anthony Richardson, and in return gets Justin Herbert, McLaughlin, Michael Penix, and Lube, however the fuck you say his name. I don't know.
Forget him.
So what do you think about that? Because that's basically
what he trades away Mahomes and Richardson.
You don't look at that way.
He had it. No, but I'm saying he had Richardson from the start and Zamir White. Now he ends up with White's backup. Yeah. Ironically, right?
Yeah.
Hunter Henry, I gave him Hunter Henry because we traded. I got Gesicki from him, just so you know. That came from me.
Okay.
That's a little further down the line. Penix is sitting the bench. McLaughlin means nothing. Dude, I think Tally Banks, I like it better. All this to get to this, I'd rather have Anthony Richardson, bro, over Herbert, to be really honest with you. I'd rather Zamir White over McLaughlin and fucking Dylan.
I'd rather have them over both of those together, yes.
Yeah, and Penix is a year or so out.
Yeah.
Mahomes, bro, yes. I don't know it, Roger, exactly. I'd have to really talk to him to understand his train of thought, but I don't like it. And I'm being fair. I respect Roger's opinion very much.
No, I totally respect Roger. He's great at what he does and trades and everything. I just don't know.
I don't
basically, this is what it is. Like these 3 is where he started, and then he ended up with those 4.
Yeah. I don't like it.
Like Patrick Mahomes was just the middle conduit that got him the 4 at the end. But like that's basically the trade.
But that's what you wanted. I was happy with what I started with.
I agree.
But who am I though? I'm just a guy. I'm not getting involved.
But I think it's interesting to look at it this way though.
Hey, dude, let me tell you something. I think Tally and McNutted benefit greatly over whatever Roger's trying to do.
Yeah, so McNutted walked away with Hunter Henry, Zamir White, Anthony Richardson, and then Tally gets Patrick Mahomes to try to win a championship.
Yeah, and gets rid of Herbert, McLaughlin, and Penix.
Dude, Penix, he could be sitting on for 3 years. So
yeah, I'm good, 100%.
Yeah.
Wow, thanks, Roger. They should all send Roger like a fruit basket or something. So you know what? Thanks, man, for that awesome treat.
I mean, I'm sure like in one day maybe we'll get Roger back on and he can talk us through. And I'm sure that there's some 4D chess that he's trying to play in his head. I just think and maybe he's got other things that he's working behind the scenes currently that he's like, I need this player to get something else. Like maybe this isn't the end of it, because he does trade a lot. Roger's on our trades quite a bit. Yeah, I just thought it was interesting to kind of like look at it in context of like to see how the flow works. Because again, we do look at trades as like, very singular in the moment, but there's a buildup, and Tally Banks, you said, is building up to something. He's taken where it was to like where it is now, and he's done a pretty good job at it. So props to Tally Banks. I think he's been kind of crushing it and moving the needle, playing chess.
I like it.
So yeah,
listen, this is what we like to see, man. Progressiveness.
Hell yeah.
Now, Matt, we're going to be looking to the future now. We got your Scott Fishbowl. We're going to talk about that coming up in our next episode.
Yep.
And then we're going to start getting into this heavy redraft because we got a lot of requests.
Mock draft.
A lot of mocking for this
next week.
For all the redraft people that have been asking me. I know you're watching me.
I want to see if we can I want to get a third person on, so maybe we can try to grab Fizzle.
I'm with it.
We can do, each one of us can take like the front half of the draft, middle half of the draft, and back half of the draft. That way we can
I'm
have
fine with
more
that too.
In-depth. So I'll text him and see if he's available this week. Maybe we can do like Wednesday or Thursday. We'll do Maybe we'll even try to do our first live podcast. See how that fucking goes. It's probably gonna be a disaster, but fuck it.
We'll
try. You want to try,
dude?
Well, let's fucking
it's better than a ratchet coming at you in the middle of a podcast. So I'll take it, bro. That's all I can tell you.
I gotta say that would have been pretty funny if it bounced off your head. It would have hurt you, dude. But it would have been funny to see.
I hit the freaking light already, bro. I had enough hit me today, so I'm good.
Yeah. I like it, man. So I'll talk to Fizzle. In the meantime, like I said, we'll record a podcast. We talked about tomorrow. We'll record. Talking about the Scott Fishbowl. We're going to evaluate my team. You can shit on it all you want. Had a couple of mistakes along the way that I wish I could have back, but it is what it is.
All right. Like and subscribe it, bro. We want you to follow us.
Hit the like and subscribe, please. We're at 71. Yes. We're at 76, and then some people decided they were going to back out. I think they're just fucking with us.
It's okay.
So we'll get back up. All right, we're almost at 70. We're almost at 75, which is what the goal was before the end of the week. Or the end of the month, I should say. The end of the month. I want us to be at 100 before we go to the expo. So it gives us another 2 weeks, a little bit less than 2 weeks, to hit 100. So we got 29 more to go. So please hit the like and subscribe. Pass along to your friends. Let us know what else you'd like to hear us talk about.
Check us out, Elite Fantasy Nation on Instagram also. We got that going. We're running up-to-date news and questions. And once we start doing the mocks, I'm going to put more, our picks, like our top 5 wide receivers, our top 5, RBs, where we're at. So we'll get you informed, I promise you.
And he's going to start doing our Twitter account too. Making it work harder.
Jesus Christ. I need a goddamn raise and a drink.
I can give you a drink. I'll get you drinks when we're at Expo. I don't know how to raise, man. You go from 0 to like what, 0.1? 0.001?
Right. Little by little. Baby steps.
We'll work on it. All right, man. You got anything else?
No. Send it out.
Hell yeah. Until next time, we're out. Peace.